Good morning. It's Friday. It's good to be here with you today. And as I was driving around last couple of days, I saw that a lot of hay had been cut down, and I saw that people had been baling. And that brought back many memories of me baling hay as a kid. We used to use square bales. And I used to work for my dad, of course, and then for different people. And they would always ask me, what do you want to do? Do you want to work in the barn? Do you want to unload the hay racks? Do you want to ride the hay rack and stack and put the bales on the hay rack behind the baler? And I always volunteered to be out in the field riding the rack behind the baler. And I love to stack the bales and to see a nice load form. Yeah, it was work. It was hot. It was dusty, but there was a breeze blowing, and that's what I like to do. I like to be out in the sunshine. I remember one day we went out, and we had a couple of big fields, and we went to work. And my driver, he didn't stop. The only time he ever stopped was when the rack was full, and I hopped down and unhooked the one rack, and he would back up to the next rack, and away we would go. And bale after bale came out of the baler, and I kept stacking, kept stacking, kept stacking. And we went until it was almost dark and it was getting too tough to bale. And we had done a lot of bales that day. And we went back to the farm, and the boss's wife had all the food ready for supper. We sat there, and just before I left, the boss looked at me and said, "Oh, hey, can you be back here at 8 o'clock?" And I said, "Well, isn't that awful early to be baling?" And he said, "No, you have to help unload." And I thought, wow, here I baled all those bales, stacked them all up on the racks, and now I have to unload them onto the conveyor into the hay barn? That's not fair. Doesn't seem like the work will ever get done. That is in our faith journey too. Sometimes it seems like our work is never done. And it never is done because we have been given the mission to go and make disciples of all nations, to baptize, to teach all that Jesus has taught us. We are called to be constantly planting the seed, nourishing the seed, reaching out to people, loving people. That is who we are. We are called to be the people of God through faith, through the waters of baptism, and we are sent out into the world to be God's hands, feet, and mouth in this world. Our job is never done, but we are constantly being renewed, equipped, and strengthened and fed by the Word of God. Yes, the job never is done, but God never stops feeding us. God never stops strengthening us. God never stops equipping us. So, yes, the harvest is ready, the workers are few, but we are sent, but we are empowered, equipped, and fed and strengthened so that we can do what God sends us to do. Have a blessed day.